Hi, this is Camille from my Junk Journal Heaven. I have a project tonight I'm hoping to get done in a short time. I have two prototypes here. This is the first one I did, and it's okay. It's kind of cute. It's got some cute things in it, some pockets, some different things, tabs. I'm just showing you real quick here. I don't want to spend much time on showing it. This is the second one I did. It's better. The first one had some problems, so I did this one, and I like it much better. And part of the part that I like is that this tag comes out, and you have this adorable little girl in there. I just thought she was so cute. And then you open it, and we have a pocket here. I have nothing in that yet. And I have a little side tuck here, which I glued on the wrong side. Bet nobody else has done that before. Journaling space. This opens up. Oh, there's a side tuck here. And this opens up, and the other side of the side tuck is here. And here's another side tuck. And then on this side, we have a tuck out here. And a little tablet here, and this little envelope opens up so you can journal and have a secret journal in there. So I want to get started on doing one, hopefully the right way. Each one of these has had its own problems. See if this one, part of it's too long. So what you need for this is 3 envelopes, and I have cut mine down to be 3 1/4 by 7, and this one is going to be the one with the, you don't have to have this, you can cover the paper totally. So I've already glued down my little scene that's going to be behind there. I don't know what tag I'm going to put in there, but we'll see soon. And then I have another one that's cut. Let me find them both. This one is cut to be a flap over, and I used the fold that was in it, and then I also made another little fold so that when it goes over the top of the other two, it won't be funny at the bottom. I will cut them at the bottom. Actually, I probably should do that, but we'll just see how this works out. So the first thing to do is to cover this, and to cover it, I have a paper here, and this doesn't need a window in it. I'm going to cover that window, by the way. To cover this on the outside, I have measured my window and drawn a little square here, and there's 2 ways to do this. You can do it with your X-Acto knife or your little, whichever knife you have, and a ruler, or you can do it with scissors. And I'm going to go ahead and do it with my ruler and my little box cutter knife, or whatever this is. How is everybody? I hope everybody's good. We've had some of the weirdest weather. It rains a little bit and then it stops. Then we don't have rain for a while, for like a half a day or something, and then it rains again. Or we have a whole day without rain and then it rains again. And it'll say there's no rain coming on the weather app, and then next thing you know, it's showing that there's rain. So who knows? There were some storms that passed through the area today though, but we didn't get any thunder and lightning. We just got a little bit of rain, which was lovely. It means that to get to my mailbox, I have to slug through some mud. I need to do something about that. I think if I dig a ditch that goes down, because the ground in just down from the mailbox slopes down toward a natural drainage area, and if I dig a little ditch that'll go down there, I should be very much in luck and very happy with it. All right, and cut the last one here, and that should do it. Except somehow it didn't. Well, there we go. Now I know a lot of people don't have the razors and stuff and they don't like doing it, so you would make a hole in the middle here and then cut to the corners and then just cut around the edge of it. It's really simple, but I wanted to do this faster way because I don't want this to be a long video. I've tried to film it with the last one I did and it ended up way too long and just a mess to edit, and I'm not very good at editing, so I didn't edit it. I just decided to make another one. I'm going to make a few journals with these things in it, and I thought that's okay. Having ephemera isn't a bad thing, and I can erase my pencil lines, but I'll probably put lace like I did on the last one, so I'm not really going to worry about it too much. What I'm going to do is glue this paper, which I've chosen to be the front, glue it down. Oh, and I should have inked the middle just in case I don't put lace on it. I probably will put lace. I can't imagine that I won't, but you never know. Okay, whoops, don't put it down where you don't want it. All right, let's get this where I want it. Whoops, not there. I think that will work. Yes, that works. Okay, now this one I cut apart like this. It's not going to go over the page or anything, but I cut it apart like this to make it easier to do what I want to do with it. And part of what I want to do is to fold this edge over, and I need to cut that a bit, I can tell. I like the folded edge. I don't like to have a raw edge on things. It just, to me, it's not as finished looking. And I do like it to look a little finished. And while I'm cutting, I might as well, no, I'm going to go around to the other side. So I'll cut that in a minute when I get it done. All right. I want to fold this around. This is going to be the pocket, where the pocket opens. So I want to fold it up against the envelope. And I'll fold this bottom piece up also. Although I don't think I'll glue this bottom piece yet. What I'm going to do is cut this a little bit here and here. And a little clip here so it doesn't stick up in the way. And then we'll glue this down. So is anybody doing anything exciting? It's still summer. I realize the kids are going back to school soon. I can't believe it. We never went back to school till after Labor Day. Of course, that was back in the dark ages, but kids now go back to school so early. Of course, they get more time off than we ever did, too. Okay, and this side I also want to go in just a little bit, so I'm actually going to tear this one. Now these can be made with scraps. They can be made with, they could be made with book pages. They could be made with all sorts of things. And it looks like I didn't get that real even on that bottom part, but on that one part, but that's okay. All right. Now it's going to be closed up, so this is going to be the closing part, is this and this. All right, and I'm going to fold that over. We'll just cut this one off. And I should have probably glued it before I started cutting, but that's okay. We'll get there. I am going to fold this up in. Cut off excess, don't need that. And I do need to glue all of this, so the glue stick will come in handy here for this part. Oh, it's always so stiff when I get them out. I'm not too worried about getting the edges because I will get those with my art glitter glue. They never glue down well anyway with the glue stick. Pull that in and burnish it. I'm not doing anything exciting for the rest of the summer that I know. Maybe go to a water park or something, but I'm through traveling. I did all my traveling already, and I'm ready to stay home for a while. I'd like to get my house in order. I have a room that I haven't unpacked. It's full of boxes. When we moved here from California, I had everything labeled very well. Well, we ended up putting it in storage, and it was in storage for almost a year before we got our house. So, of course, we didn't have it then because it was in storage. So then when we got our house, let's see, this one's going to go, I don't know which one I want to do first. I guess I ought to do this one. When we got our house, our two sons and our grandson came to help us move things in, and they just put everything higgledy-piggledy. I mean, anywhere they wanted to put it. They did put some of the kitchen stuff in the kitchen, but we also had a shed set up, and it took me about 6 weeks to find my knives because they were out in the shed. My sharp knives for my kitchen. I love that piece. I hate to do something like this with it, but it needs to be put somewhere. And I suppose it needs to be glued also with the glue stick. This is the envelope that isn't cut to length yet because I want to make sure that it's long enough to cover the other things, which I didn't have in my first two tries at this. Now you can't see it, but that's my score line right across there, or else that's where it was naturally folded. That might be where it was naturally folded. Okay. Let's see if I can get all the little ripples out of this. Looks like it's coming unglued there from itself. I thought I had that glued down well. Before you do any of this, of course, you want to glue the flaps of your envelopes down and any loose places, because as we know, envelopes have all kinds of little places that are loose and messed up. All right. Oh, I shouldn't have turned that over on that. Didn't do anything good. Now I need something for the other side of it. Maybe we will go for this one. And once again, I'm going to put it on that line. And when I do this, I'm going to put a piece of fold over paper on the top to make it so that it is stronger. Wow, this one came out much smoother and nicer. Interesting. All right, I'm going to quickly trim this up and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And while I was gone and gluing this down and trimming it, I also covered the back with the writing paper. Looks like it needed to get leveled down there a little bit, but it'll be all right. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and we're going to cover this one. Now this one, I'm going to make sure of what I want here. Yes, this one needs to be covered on both sides also. I have this beautiful green. Or I can cover it with that. I think I like the green because then when I put ephemera on it, it will be more neutral. Yes, I think I like that better. All right, back to the glue stick. I should have done this while I was off camera also, so you didn't have to watch me glue another one down. I forgot to mention that these papers are from the kits put out by Rach and Bella and Angela Kerr for their collaboration that just ended. If you haven't watched the collaboration, you ought to watch it. There's a lot of good ideas, a lot of great ideas for doing things for your journal. And also just for using, but for making ephemera for journals. It would also work for scrapbooks, I imagine. A lot of the things, I don't know what people are doing in scrapbooking these days. I did a little bit of scrapbooking, but not like, I didn't do page layouts and stuff so much, as I just put pictures on pages and wrote next to them about the picture. That's about my speed for scrapbooking. I just couldn't get into spending hours on one page because I take a lot of pictures. I used to take even more, and I can't imagine sitting there for all of them, and for some reason I like to have all my pictures in my scrapbook. this illusion that someday somebody will want to look at the pictures and see what their family members looked like back when. My daughter informs me that nobody does that anymore. They keep them all on their phone. And I said, well, that's lovely, except what happens when the phones are gone? And your granddaughter wants to look at pictures that you took back in 2024 when she was 4 years old. I don't think anybody considers that. They just say, oh, well, we don't need to print those pictures and put them anywhere. They'll be fine. So I don't know. I like to print mine. I like to have the pictures. All right. Now this one needs a cover on the other side. And, okay, I have this one that's a page that's folded in half that I cut to put in the journal, but I can always print another one. This one I think was a freebie from Angela. I don't guarantee that, but I think it was. And maybe I'll fold this over so I can see, put this in the middle, where the middle is. I've already have it folded so I don't have a fold where it doesn't need to be. Okay. And I'm going to try the glue stick again. I know I'll end up having to glue parts of it down the corners most likely, but at least it'll be a start. And if I get it right in the fold, that'll be even better. All right, let's do this side now. I have some really cute pictures of my kids when they were little. My next to youngest son was so funny. I walked in the kitchen of the house we were living in at the time, and he was standing close to the stairs going down into the basement, but not quite into the basement stairs, with a box of cake mix in his hand. And I think he was about 2.5, somewhere in there. He wasn't very old. And cake mix all around his little mouth. He had gotten in the cake mix and was eating it. Later on in life, one day he said to me, when the other kids were in school, and I don't know what his little brother was doing, but he said, Mommy, I don't have nothing to do. And I said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, do you want me to do something with you? And he said, would you drink syrup with me? That answered my syrup question. Why there was syrup missing all the time. Why the syrup bottle went down a lot. He liked drinking syrup. Now his younger brother doesn't like syrup. But that could have been because he drank a lot of it when he was little with his older brother. I don't know what kids do. Crazy things they do. I always thought I ought to send that picture of him eating the cake mix. The cake mix brand is right there on the front of the box. I kept thinking I ought to send it to the cake mix company and see if they wanted to put it in a commercial or something, in an advertisement, because it was so darn cute. I want to make sure this gets And this is going to buckle this way. Maybe I have to fold it the other way. It doesn't really matter in the end, as long as it's folded. All right, and this one needs to have some glue under the side there. I have a squeaky chair. I don't even know if you can oil these. I guess I could put some WD-40 or some sewing machine oil or something on it where it's squeaking, so it wouldn't be so annoying. So this goes inside of here. And this one will go on top of it. And it looks like I'm going to need to even up a bunch of them before I'm done. Oh, it's gotten hot in here. Either that or I'm having a hot flash. I'm too old for hot flashes, but unfortunately, in my family, the women have hot flashes into their old age. Oh, that might be okay. That wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for my tape, but I don't see it right offhand here. I am going to ink this. I don't know how much of it I'm going to use. I don't think I'll be using all of that. Let's see if I can... I'm not going to try and tear it. I know what'll happen. I don't tear well. I'm just going to cut a little bit of it off. And I'm going to fold it in half. If I can do that without scoring it. I probably should have my scoreboard out, and I don't. But that looks pretty good, I think. Yes, it does. Actually, for me, that's very good. Now I just need to decide which part of it I want to go over the top. So, I need a little hinge here. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. That pretty well covers the top of it, and kind of goes with it. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to cut it before I glue the rest of it, hoping that it'll be even. And I'm going to put a lot of glue on here because I want it all to stick. I used washi tape on the other ones, but I think this hinge will work better. And it's the paper that goes with it, so a lot down this middle. The edges don't matter if they're real heavily done, but the middle does. Nope, move down there a little. Oh, I don't want it to catch before it where it ought to be. It doesn't look even. And it's not. Why am I not surprised? Ooh, I got enough glue in there I can move it. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? Art glitter glue never moves. That's wonderful. All right. Get these all smashed down in there. Now that one, of course, isn't connected yet, but it will be. And this needs some help here. This is writing paper. This is the same stuff. I got it from Amazon. I watch Edith on Scrapbooking with Me, and she uses it, and I thought that's brilliant, so I use it too. So I ordered a package of it. Comes in very handy for backing tags and other things. Maybe we'll just hinge it here. A little piece of that. And I'm going to cut it down to 1 inch again. I know I don't need this much, but I'll cut the 3 1/4 in a minute. There. Now this one I have to fold this way. So it can be hinged here, and I need to see where that goes. All right. Somebody at church was saying that they'd had a cough for 8 weeks, and I said, yeah. I got sick while I was on my trip and coughed and coughed and coughed and coughed, and my son-in-law got me on antibiotics, and I came home, and it had been a good 6, 7 weeks, and I had an appointment to go in to get a checkup at my doctor's office, and I mentioned the cough to the nurse practitioner, and she said she'd listened to my lungs, and she said, well, your lungs sound clear, but she said, obviously you've got something going on if you're still coughing. So she put me on another antibiotic, a different one, and I actually felt better after that one. It seemed to help. So I don't know. I'm not one to want to get on antibiotics. I'm a retired nurse, and I know a lot of problems come from antibiotics. We have a lot of things that are resistant to antibiotics now because of so many people being on them and so many being given to people for so many things. It's just not good. Okay. We have that done. I'm going to move the little scraps over, and then I'm going to get some ephemera out, and we're going to do some decorating. Oops. That is not even in there. Oh dear. And it is glued. Well, I'm going to have to fix it. I want all these pages to be even. I do need to trim the bottoms off of this flip over one, and I'll take care of that in a few minutes. All right, I'm going to get out some ephemera and things, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got my ephemera out. I want something to go in here, a tag to go in here that'll be a pretty picture. Looks like I'm kind of getting short on tags in here. Let's see here. It has to be something with a picture that'll go up there. I need another one of that little girl so I can put her in there. All right. I am going to thieve this one out of here. I like this girl in the blue. I think she is so pretty. Just a beautiful young lady. All right. I'll put that there. That's still a little funny there. Well, I'll work on that later. I'm going to put some lace around her. I pulled out some new lace I got from Temu that I haven't even opened yet. So I'm not sure if I like it or not. I don't like it as much as the one I used on the other one. Although, maybe if I put it like that, so it goes into the picture, that would be okay, wouldn't it? It's not as delicate as the other. I'll use the other again. Like I said, I'll be making more than one journal with these things, so it won't be like every journal has the same thing on it, or there'll be 3 different things with the same things on them. I'm trying to get it out there in words. Can't even talk. And I need to decide which is the right side. I always have to decide this because I never can tell. All right, Fabri-Tac and my little paddle to put it down with so it doesn't stick to me. Well, that's coming out quite nicely tonight. When I tried it yesterday, it was kind of stuck, dried up in the opening, which is kind of odd for Fabri-Tac. My experience with it is that it likes to run all over everywhere. Here's where my little paddle comes in. It looks like I've got glue stuck to it already. Do I have another one up there? I think I have another one. Yes, I do. That's not got things stuck on it yet. I mitered the corners on the other one, and I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to put them up. I can do it. I'm just going to corner them like that. Make it simpler for me and faster. I've been listening to some books on tape, but I listen to books, and I probably should listen to something that'd teach me something, but I like entertainment. I do it while I'm doing my work. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, and when I'm working, I like to have something to listen to or to keep me interested. Otherwise, I end up getting sidetracked by other things and don't finish what I'm trying to do. So I listen to these books, and I've been listening to some British ones called The Lady Hardcastle Mysteries. I really enjoy some of the British mystery stories, and also I just enjoy some of the British TV too. When I had it, I used to watch Keeping Up Appearances all the time. I'm sure there's probably others that have watched it. It was hilarious. This woman trying to better herself in the world and to make her and her husband look like they were other than what they were. Their name was Bucket, but she insisted on being called Bouquet. And when someone would call her their house, she would answer the phone and say, "Bouquet residence, lady of the house speaking." And if I'm not mistaken, she had a pink slimline phone. I think it was pink. Anyway, she had a slimline phone that she was very proud of. Might have been white. I'm not sure. She was something else. Very good comedian, and come to find out she's a very good singer. And in the show, she kept trying to want to sing with the neighbor who played the piano for the church choir, and he didn't want her to sing with them because she sang off key and very loud. And I found out later that she is a very accomplished singer, very accomplished. Oh, I think that's pretty there. And I think that's right where that belongs. A pretty yellow flower there. So if you've never watched Keeping Up Appearances and you have a chance, watch some of them. They're hilarious. Her one sister's married to a man with money who wears her clothes and underwear. She has another sister who's married to a bum. And she has another sister who's pretty much, I don't know what you'd call her, a harpy. she's always got a fiance or a boyfriend. And she wears little short skirts and low-cut tops. And then their father is a veteran from World War I. And he does some strange things. It's just funny. And all the time she's trying to look like the lady that she wants to be. All right, let's see here. I have some things that I can make into pockets. I have another one of these little envelopes. It's a little bigger than the other one, but it's kind of cute. Wonder if I want to put that somewhere different with a tablet. I don't particularly want to cover up these beautiful flowers. And there's another little envelope. There's another envelope. I need something for a pocket. Maybe that piece there would work. This little piece that I've cut part of. I think my girl came out of there. Yes, I think I like that. And I need to back it on something so it's stronger. paper here. Guess I can cut it where I want it first. Do I want it here? Or do I want it here? Definitely needs to be cleaned up along here, no matter where I put it. Yes, I think I like that better, like that. So I'm going to cut it. Cut it there. I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. I'm not going to mess with the glue stick for this. Just this little piece. But I do need some pockets and ephemera to put in this. Flip Flop journal. I don't know if you'd call this a folio, or it could actually be a standalone piece, I guess. It doesn't have to go into a journal, but I'm going to put it either in a pocket in the journal or in a belly band. I think it would be good under a belly band. One that goes horizontal. Oh, that's uneven. I think with straight scissors you could get a better cut. All right. Here we go. I should have inked it. If you can ink it real quick on the top before we get too far. And I could put a little notch in it. Little is the word. That's okay. It conveys the fact that there's a pocket there. That's all I care. All right. You know, it looks like I'm going to need to print some more ephemera or make some more. So maybe I'll just leave this where it is right now, and I'll get some things printed up and made up that will fit in here, and I'll get back to you in another video. Because, well, maybe not. Yeah, I need to back a bunch of things. All right, that's it. This is Camille. Thank you for coming and watching, and please like and subscribe and watch the follow-up video of this so you can see what I do with it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.